Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Wednesday morning. Is now the 6th day of November 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office. And as I look out the window, skies are mainly clear, a couple of high clouds out there, and it's somewhat breezy. And the wind is going to be the main feature for the day today. Windier on the west side of the valley, as it already is this morning, and gradually those winds will be easing later on today, but especially tonight. But either way, it's going to be a windy day. We'll talk more about the wind, but we'll also look ahead to our next chance of rain and the variability we're seeing in the models in terms of when we may see some rain, as well as how much we might see. More on that in just a second. Let's start with what is happening this morning. The sun is just getting to the satellite, so we don't have a visible view here, but you can see mainly clear skies. There are some clouds kind of streaking down the crest of the Sierra. But if you look at the motion here, you notice everything's going from north to south. And yeah, it's just kind of another visual representation of that strong north wind that we have, both at the surface and aloft. You can just see that flow here. And if you look farther to the east, this feature over into Utah and Colorado, you can see it spinning around, nice low here. So it all ties together. You have the circulation around the low here. There's a high well off the coast, and that combines to a north flow here. And also, they had some nice snow this morning on the front range of the Rockies. I think Colorado Springs had something like 3 or 4 inches of snow. So this is certainly turning into an interesting weather day here in the western states, windy in California and snowy in Colorado. So let's talk a little bit about the wind. So let me show you just a snapshot of what is happening first thing this morning. And so for that, I'm going to go to the National Weather Service, and this is just a snapshot of how things are at 7 o'clock in the morning. But what I wanted to point out is this block in here. And so what you look at here is, so here's Auburn, clear skies, 46 degrees, wind out of the northeast at 5. If you look at Lincoln, down on the valley floor, wind out of the north at 7. But if you go not too far away, over at Sac International, the winds are gusting to 30. And really, there isn't that much distance difference between Lincoln and SMF. But there's certainly a wind difference, and that's what we often see. The east side of the valley protected a little bit more, especially in the early morning hours, than the west side of the valley. And if you look at places like Travis, gusting to 33, Vacaville, the Nut Tree Airport gusting to 35. And then you'd also see it farther to the south, where Modesto is only gusting to 13, or sustained wind at 13, I should say. So that's the pattern that we're going to see today. And actually, look at farther north, Redding's gusting to 43. And also, the other thing is we have lighter winds. Auburn's only 46, whereas Vacaville's at 57. The wind certainly makes a big difference, and the bigger difference here just down on the valley floor. Lincoln's 43 and SMF is 54. So where you have a wind during the overnight hours, that keeps temperatures quite a bit warmer than where winds go flat. And for those of you, especially in the foothills, maybe motorcycle riders, you know it. If you go up and down the foothills during the early morning hours or late at night, you drop down into some of those valleys and it gets really cold, and then you get up to some of those ridge tops and it's really warm. You just know how local those winds can be and how the local temperatures can be. All right, let's talk a little bit about the wind. So this is CanSac, and this is a snapshot of 10 o'clock this morning, basically showing you the same thing. Areas like Colusa County and Yolo County, as well as down into Solano County, all showing those winds. There may be some isolated spots here right up against the coast range where we see some gusts up over around 40, but the east side of the valley, a lot less of that. Everybody will see a breeze today, but the winds will be really concentrated, the strongest winds on the west side of the valley. And then this is around 7 o'clock tonight. The winds still gusty in many areas, but certainly decreasing. And then let me fast forward all the way to tomorrow morning. And this is tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. There's still some north flow, but it's more of that 10 to 15 mile an hour wind, and it's just on the west side of the valley. Well, areas like Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, and the foothills are relatively wind-free, which means that tomorrow morning is probably going to be colder. Probably you'll see more temperatures down in the 40s first thing tomorrow morning. All right, let's take a look at the big picture, and let me make sure I'm back to the beginning here on this one, just so I can give you the full picture. All right, so we have that trough off to the east. Here is that low that I showed you in Utah, Colorado, bringing that snow to Colorado, and here's that north flow for us. So this is our flow up at around 18,000 feet. All right, now as we go through the next couple of days, that gradient weakens, that low moves out into Arizona and New Mexico. And what we have here is ridging. So Thursday and Friday are both going to be really nice days. Sunshine, light winds, cool mornings, nice afternoons. Perfect fall weather. Now, there is a little system that's going to go by on Saturday night, and here it is here. It really doesn't look as though it's going to do much for us. There may be a couple of spots that see a shower, but really it's not going to do much for us. I'll show you that in a second. But then we get into the system that goes by on Monday, and here it is. The models kind of go back and forth on just how strong this might be. So let's get right to that. First, I'm going to start off with the NAM. Let me skip back to the NAM. Now, this will be the 12Z NAM, and I wanted to just go all the way out here to Saturday afternoon. And you see on the NAM, this is the latest on the NAM, the 12Z NAM, and it shows that Saturday during the daylight hours it's dry. Here's the system on Saturday night. If I go out to the GFS on that, you'll see that the 12Z run has it falling apart during the overnight hours. Let me go back to the 6Z run and you'll see more of that. You'll see that, yeah, this is Saturday night, late Saturday night. It's a system that just kind of falls apart. So, yeah, if you're going to be out and about, let's say in Redding or Chico on, Saturday night, Sunday morning at 2 or 3 in the morning, there may be a sprinkle, but really I think that system's going to fall apart. All right, now here's the next system. This is the one on Monday. This is Monday morning. This is Monday afternoon. Rain in the valley, snow in the Sierra. And then that goes by to some lingering showers in the Sierra early on Tuesday, and then we clear out for Wednesday, Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday. However, the models have been disagreeing quite a bit on what we may see from that. So for that, I'm going to show you the total precip accumulation from the last few runs on the GFS. And this is just for the system that we may see on Monday night and into early Tuesday. So this is from the 6Z run. It shows a total for Sacramento, let's say, of 0.13. That's what it says here. Looks like nice rain north of Interstate 80 in the usual suspects, especially up toward the Chester area. These areas may be seeing as much as an inch of rain. Okay, that's the 6Z run. Keep in mind that every run that goes by has a slightly different outcome. So the 0Z run last night was a little bit wetter, 1/4 of an inch in Sacramento. Then the 18Z run yesterday had about 1/3 of an inch of rain in Sacramento. And then we go back to the 12Z run from yesterday morning, which was really robust and having almost an inch of rain in Sacramento and 2 to 3 inches of rain on the west slope. And that would be a really good snow producer as well. So the latest run is a little bit weaker, showing a couple of tenths of an inch. I would expect that over the next couple of days, we'll continue to see run-to-run variability. So from a forecaster's perspective, at this point, what you do is you put rain and snow in the forecast, but you really don't quantify it too much just yet. Because there's just too much model variability right now to be able to give you a good forecast in terms of it's going to be 1/4 of an inch of rain in Sacramento, it's going to be an inch of rain in Grass Valley. We just can't do that right now. But what we can do is tell you that it's very likely that we will see rain on Monday, maybe afternoon, more like maybe Monday night and into early Tuesday, as well as some Sierra snow and maybe enough snow that it'll impact travel. So those are kind of the broad strokes sort of part of the forecast that we can give you right now on Wednesday, still 5 days out from when we may be seeing some rain and snow. And then we'll be able to dial in those details in terms of how much rain, exact starting time, and all that sort of thing. Those are the things we can dial in over the next couple of days. So that's everything I've got for you this morning. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.